Hi, welcome back to Flow with Atashi. My name is Nuna Aslanian and I'm the founder of Atashi. Today we're continuing our Menstrual Cycle Phases Girl Talk edition by diving into the Early Luteal Phase. The luteal phase is normally talked about as one phase, but it does come in two different parts. So for today, we're going to talk about the early luteal phase because there's a lot changing in your body, and this is the longest phase of the cycle, so it's only fair to talk about the first half. Although it's not so much of a half, the early luteal phase starts after the ovulation phase. It's going to last about 7 to 10 days. Late luteal phase will be a little bit shorter. It just depends on how your cycle is and how your phase goes. It's like a cool down period after the main event of ovulation. This is when your body starts shifting gears. It's going to start to slow down a little and it's going to prepare for a possible pregnancy, but there's a lot going on in your body with the hormones, so let's get into it. So after ovulation, your body starts producing progesterone. This is thanks to the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum is a temporary gland that's formed from the follicle that releases the egg. Progesterone is what creates this calming feeling. It's known as the calming hormone. It rises to help prepare for pregnancy, and while estrogen is still slightly high, it is going to start to lower as the luteal phase continues. You're going to start to feel a more inward focused shift happening in your body. So since follicular phase and ovulation was all about being outwardly social and having a good time and meeting with people, the luteal phase is going to be the exact opposite. Progesterone is not the friendly hormone. Although you still have estrogen, so it's not like you're all of a sudden completely shifting. It is a transition, which is why I think the early luteal phase is so important, because this is a true transition from ovulation to your luteal phase. You're gonna crave more quiet time, more time to yourself, more time to reflect. This is a time that your body is using progesterone to slow down and focus on yourself and focus on within. Physically, you might notice some small changes. You might feel more breast tenderness, you might feel more bloating, digestion might slow down a little bit, you're gonna have more cravings, your appetite is gonna lead more towards nutrient-dense options. You might crave some unhealthy things too, which is fine, but you wanna focus on nutrient-dense foods that are gonna help you. This is part of the body's natural rhythm. It's gonna be sending these signals to find ways to support your body best and to be intentional about the choices you're making during this phase. So with that said, let's get into some self-care tips to learn how you can best support yourself during this transition. So in terms of moving your body, you want to make sure to adapt your workouts. You're gonna want a more moderate intensity workout. You can do Pilates, you can do long walks, you can still do strength training. Of course, you're not gonna be able to lift as heavy as you did during ovulation, because that's when your testosterone was at its highest, and progesterone definitely likes slower movements, but find your own rhythm. Just pay attention to what your body's telling you. If you push yourself too hard, you're gonna go into overexertion. Your body is not prepared for whatever you were doing in ovulation. The hormones are completely different, and you want to respect those changes in your body. In terms of your diet, you want to focus on nutrient-dense options. You can look into magnesium-rich foods that are going to be leafy greens, nuts, dark chocolate. These are all going to help ease your cramps and create a more balanced mood. Plus, you want to add healthy fats that are going to help in hormone production. It's also really important to prioritize your rest and sleep. The moments of stillness that your body is asking for during this phase are really crucial to give it the rest and the energy that it needs to continue on. The harder it gets in the late luteal phase, the more you want to focus on resting. And the last advice I have for you during this phase is to focus on gentle stress management. The idea is really that you use the luteal phase to reflect, to understand what it is that's upsetting you, and to use the menstruation phase to shed that. Not only are you shedding physically, but you're going to be shedding mentally with the things that are not serving you. And the luteal phase is when you want to take advantage of that and understand what it is that isn't serving you. Of course, we all know as women, we get more upset, we get more irritable during this phase, but why is that? It's really not just that conversation that pissed us off or something that our partner did that pissed us off. It's something more, and you want to pay attention to that in your body and understand what's happening in your mind. It's the perfect time to find that inner peace, find that calm in you. Progesterone is not just here to make you upset, it's here to help you calm down. But there's things that get in the way in a woman's life that doesn't allow us to calm down. So we need to listen to that. What is that? What is making you upset? Pay attention to it, reflect on it, journal about it, meditate on it, whatever feels right to you, but there's a way to use this phase to its highest potential. And that's by being more in tune with what's going on in your body and in your mind, and using this time to really understand who you are and what you can do to grow. You know, ovulation and follicular phase, those are all about making the most of what we have, using our power, really taking action. But this phase, the luteal phase, is the time to understand how to do all that. I do suggest writing down what upsets you during this phase, reflect on it, journal on it, and then we can do something about it in the next cycle. Next week, we'll get into the late luteal phase. This is when the PMS symptoms really start to hit. We're gonna have a big conversation around it and how we can support our body best, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. If this episode helped you understand your body a little better, make sure to give it a like, share with your friends, and comment how you feel during your early luteal phase. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time.